So people often ask me what are the main ingredients to get a house sold these days. And I think there are 5 things. The first thing, of course, is always price. So make sure when you evaluate a property that you use good neighborhood comps of similar like-minded properties to price the house that your seller wants to sell. Because we see today's market, 2024, that more and more listings are hitting the market and more listings are staying unsold in this market. So price is very, very important, but there's other things that can help motivate the buyer for this property. We talked about rate buydowns, and that's a whole different discussion. But in terms of getting the property sold, there are 2 factors that you really have to consider, and that is the exterior of your house as well as the interior of your house and how it looks. Now, the exterior we used to call drive-by curb appeal, right? But now, with the internet and people buying properties remotely and not even coming to the property, except for a final walkthrough, we talk about digital curb appeal. So when it comes to digital curb appeal or curb appeal in general, we used to suggest to the seller that they paint the front door, for example. Now it's gotten a little bit more complicated and more complex, such that not only is the front door may or may not need to be painted, but the landscaping needs to be improved. I see properties that are with highly landscaped design that's consistent with the look of South Florida. They're going into contract much sooner. I see landscape designers such as Luis Yensa Garden Designs prop up houses that are getting ready to go to market and they sell under 30 days. That's something we should pay attention to. The other part of that digital appeal to the house is the interior of the house. So realtors have all been in houses that are perfect, and realtors have all been in houses where some of the sellers may be hoarders. If you want to sell your house, you need to get out your rags and make sure you do a little deep cleaning and make sure that you get things organized in that house. Because even if your house isn't totally updated, a clean house will always sell faster than a house that's not tidy or unclean. Seems pretty simple, but it's one of the things you really have to consider. So we also want to think about what's attractive to the buyer. So with the increased insurance rate of Florida, if you're financing a house, you're going to have insurance. Appliances in the house itself should be in good, optimal working conditions. Many sellers are opting to put a home warranty in place for all appliances, which would include their air conditioner as well as their hot water heater. So if you're buying a house in today's prices, you don't want to have to be nickel and dimed, and of course those have gone up to quarters and more, with buying appliances to replace. So think about a home warranty on your appliances. Also, let's talk about creating an eye-catching marketing plan. Professional realtors, we know what works in selling a house. If we've been doing this for a long time, we know what the objections are. We've handled them many times, sometimes successfully, sometimes in learning situations. Make sure that you have an eye-catching marketing plan that you take with you to your seller that includes how are you going to market the property, how are you going to do video and professional photography and drop it into areas so that your house is shown to more and more people. We always say the more eyes on a property, the more likely you are to sell it and sell it at a higher price. And as we talk about digital marketing, let's also remember that staging is very important. So we talked about cleaning the house, but staging the house can also be very important. And even if the house is empty, we can do virtual staging on that property. Again, first impressions go a long way. Let's make sure we represent the seller and get the deal done as quickly as possible and at the highest price. If you need help in setting up guidelines for showing your house and selling your property, please give me a call. My name is Gary Lanham. I'm with Coldwell Banker, and I can be reached at 954-695-6518. Thank you.